What up, YouTube? This is Denzel297 again. What up? Um, I want to touch on topics in the black communities. Um, One topic I do want to touch on is, African American sisters and our African American children. Um, the topic that I want to reach is to start to, educate more black women and our black women educate themselves on breastfeeding their children. Statistics have shown, supposedly, I don't really look too much into statistics, but the numbers have shown that we as African American women have ratings the lowest rates in breastfeeding compared to other races. I'm a breastfeeding mother. I'm still breastfeeding my child. My child is 20 months old. I've been breastfeeding my child since day one. An hour after birth, I've been breastfeeding my child. He is now vibrant, smart, healthy, and I mean, that was just the best thing that I could ever do for myself and for my child, for my family, for his father. Our bond with our child is so deep. You understand what I'm saying? It's so deep. You know, it would take 3, 4, 5, 6 million Kraybars to try to break this bond. Like, it's so deep. And it's like the best thing that I have ever done in my life. And it also helped me tap into my inner powers as a woman to see that, okay, that me nourishing my child from my own body is like so amazing. It's like it's still mind-boggling to me that I personally, breastfed my child exclusively for an entire year. After a year, he started to do solid foods, and then he's still being breastfed on demand, meaning as whenever he wants. You know what I'm saying? I will breastfeed my child whenever he wants, not whenever I want. And that's a lot of issues with a lot of women. We do breastfeed our child whenever we want, but not whenever they want. And it's been like that since the moment, since the beginning of time. The very moment that I laid him on my chest, he began to nurse right then and there. And I had a couple of issues in the beginning with the latch on, which was very painful. I must admit, it was very painful, but we went through it. We got through it. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't, I was like so many other African American women who wanted to give up after um, 3 days. Maybe, some women stop after a day, some women stop after 3 days, some women stop after 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm still doing it, and people are still wondering why. You know, it's so amazing how this gift that God has given a woman to give to her child for however long, there shouldn't be no limit because me, I resigned from my job to stay at home to breastfeed my child. People probably thought I was crazy. I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? But my child, who is an African American child, you know, he deserves a silver spoon in his mouth. Despite if it's my nipple, despite if it's a spoon, I don't care what it is. He deserves nothing but the best, and I'm giving that to him from my body, from the beginning. He's very smart. He's vibrant. He's alert. He's attentive. He's he. The child just has like he has smarts as a child who he has the same types of smarts as a child who is the age of maybe 4 to 7 years old. Real talk. Like I know you're like, what the hell are you talking about? This child is like 20 months old. How he has, you know, the brains of a 4 to 7 year old child. I mean, my child, when we take him to the park, like I said, I am a stay-at-home mom, so he doesn't have that one-on-one interaction with other children as if you was to take him to a daycare. I don't regret it because I see the effects that it has on my child, that he when I take him to the park, he really doesn't, gear towards children his age. He gears more towards the older children, who is um around the age of, I could say, maybe 3 to 7. And he's just like, not really like, he likes to play with the children around his age, but I think his mind frame, his intellectual, you know he's intellectually enhanced to want to be with children a little bit older than him. I think he feels more comfortable with children that's way older than him, and I don't try to like steer him away from those type of children, but I do also tend to want to teach him that, you are, under the age of 2 years old, and there are children that, that's around your age bracket, that you might want to start to you know play with more. But I try not to force my child, and that's just one of the instinct that goes with breastfeeding. You tap into your innermost being and say, you help me, which is, as I tell many people, the God in you. You say to your inner God, listen, you steer me in that direction that is right for me, my man, and my child. You understand what I'm saying? And this is him here, as you can see. Look at him. Look at him. Ha ha, that's my baby. Denzel. And he's a big boy, he's I'm just truly blessed. Here he is again. Look at him. This is a breastfed child, and if I can spread my word through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever gets the word out there to these African American women out there who are formula feeding your children, Google 101 reasons why to breastfeed your child. Right there is enough. You Google that 101 reasons to breastfeed your child, and the benefits are out of this world. Okay? You lower your risk of being postpartum depressed. You lower your risk of ovary cancer, breast cancer. You lower your risk to, SIDS, which is really big in children. You want to bring that bonding of breastfeeding brings your child close to you. You know what I'm saying? The bonding between breastfeeding your child brings closer. So that boosts the immunity in your child to want to thrive. Every time you hold them close to your chest, shirt on, shirt off, shirt on, shirt off on your child. That skin to skin. I recommend that skin to skin bonding with the child, because it's just that, it just the touch of a mother, would do wonders. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like some of us just push our children into independency too fast. And not only that, we, not just African American women, but so many women, but I'm reaching out to the African American women because I can relate to you. You know what I'm saying? But we just just want to like take the easy way out. I know that we have issues. We have to take care of our household. We have to work. Sometimes the father's not there in our lives. But I think the ones who are receiving, okay, I don't want to put my sisters on blast, but the ones who are receiving Section 8 welfare, those should be the ones, we as mothers who stay at home, who don't receive any of that type of stuff, who has a man that goes out every day to go to work to support his family. We should educate the women, and hospitals should educate the women, welfare should educate the women, WIC should educate the women, food stamps department should educate the women to go out there and push the women, like my girl Michelle Obama is doing, to kind of like really push, but to boost the women into breastfeeding your children. You're at home most of the day. I'm not saying you ain't doing nothing. I'm not saying that. But you're at home most of the day with these children. You're hands on with them a little bit more. I think that the women who are receiving, you know, help from the state, from the government, from whomever, I think that you should be the main ones going out there breastfeeding your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you're at home more. You have maybe a little bit more time than a woman who is not, who is not at home with her kids, who has to take her kids to daycare. You know what I'm saying? We are a race of very smart people. Very smart. Very intellectual, very smart, very intelligent, very knowledgeable. We are that race. And what God has given us from our own bodies, if we take care of ourselves, not smoking, not drinking, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, not drinking a lot of beers, alcohols, juices, sodas, taking care of yourself. You can still eat whatever you want, but eat whatever you want if it's not good for the body in moderation, but also take in more of what God has put on this earth to give to your body, to one day give to your child through breast milk. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. And, exercise. Go out there and walk if you can't get to the treadmill. You know what I'm saying? If, go out there and walk. It helps the brain. You know what I'm saying? Take your vitamin pills. Instead of cooking with crystal and lard, you know what I'm saying? Let's switch out the crystal and lard and put in some extra virgin olive oil, which has omega-3, 6, 9, and 3, 6, and 9 in it to help out with our brain, with our brains, and also our unborn child brains, and also with our newborn child's brain. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and do that. Once we learn to take care of ourselves and learn to sacrifice ourselves for at least a year to a year and a half for our child, and maybe we can see a difference in our young black children. And the school system in this, what we call white America, I hate to call it like that, but it is what it is, because y'all running some of everything. In white America, they would not have the right to even come out of their face and say our child is not eligible or able to achieve or to move along with the rest of his fellow peers. I wish they would. Tell Denzel that. Tell me that. Tell his father that. Not when I have sacrificed, put in the work, put in the time, the effort to do what's right for my child so he can move along above and beyond his means to be a great fellow black man that God has created him to be. A leader, an achiever, a motivator, a king, a warrior, a strong, black, knowledgeable man. That's what God has given to me, through me, from me to him. I give it to him verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically, religiously. You know what I'm saying? I take in what I put out. I put out what I take in. It is what it is. Let's start breastfeeding our children, ladies. Let's get with it. 101 reasons to breastfeed your children. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's put us back on the top rankings on every school list, every job list, every country's list. Let's just do it. We're gonna do it, baby. I'm with y'all. If you need me, inbox me, comment, let me know. I answer any questions you might need. Let's do it.